If you've been following soil stories, you already know I'm a big believer in turning everyday items into powerful gardening tools, and today we're going straight into one of the most overlooked, underestimated, and honestly fun gardening hacks you can try. Growing peanuts in old plastic bottles. Yes, those bottles you might be tossing in the trash can become a mini peanut farm right outside your door. When most people think of peanuts, they imagine wide garden beds and long rows of plants. But here's the secret. Peanuts actually love loose, well-drained soil with consistent warmth, and that's exactly what a plastic bottle provides when used the right way. The transparent bottle lets you watch root development, soil moisture, and even pod formation. You get a mini greenhouse, a moisture regulator, and a pest-resistant container all in one. It's almost like giving your peanuts a protected little home where nothing can disturb them. And for gardeners with compact spaces, balconies, verandas, patios, this method allows you to grow peanuts even if you don't have traditional planting beds. So, not all bottles are equal when it comes to gardening. For peanuts, you'll want to go for bottles that are at least 1 to 1.5 liters. This gives the roots enough depth to stretch comfortably. Definitely avoid small water bottles, since they'll restrict growth and dry out too fast. Clear bottles work best because they let sunlight warm the soil gently, which peanuts really enjoy. Plus, they help you visually monitor important things like moisture levels and early rot, something you just can't easily see when growing in the ground. Thicker plastic is ideal, as it holds shape better and lasts through the entire growing season. If you have old juice or soda bottles lying around, they're perfect candidates. Once you've chosen your bottles, it's time to turn them from trash to treasure. Cut off the top portion of the bottle, just enough to create a wide opening. Don't remove too much. The opening should be just wide enough for you to work comfortably. Next, poke several drainage holes at the bottom and along the lower sides. Peanuts hate waterlogged soil, so drainage is your best friend here. Without good drainage, the roots will suffocate and your harvest will be disappointing. Before adding soil, rinse your bottle thoroughly. You don't want sticky residues from juices or sodas fermenting inside your container. A quick wash with soap and warm water does the trick. This step makes the difference between a weak plant and a thriving one. Peanuts grow best in loose, sandy, fertile soil, and your bottle setup should mirror that. Start with regular garden soil or potting soil, but lighten it up with sand or cocoa peat. The idea is to create a fluffy, airy mix that encourages roots to dig deep. Add a bit of compost or well-rotted manure for nutrients, but keep it moderate. Peanuts don't need nutrient-heavy soil. In fact, too much nitrogen will shift the plant's focus toward leaves rather than pods. As you fill the bottle, go ahead and gently tap it on the table to settle the soil. Try to avoid compressing it with your hands. Remember, peanuts really need their freedom. Loose soil means better pod development. Fresh raw peanuts that are still in their shells tend to sprout best. Just make sure they're not roasted or salted. Crack the shell gently and take out the seeds, keeping the skin intact. Plant your peanut seeds about 1 to 2 inches deep. In a 1-liter bottle, 1 seed is enough, but in a 1.5-liter bottle, you can plant 2 seeds if you space them well. Cover lightly and water gently, just enough to moisten the soil. Place your bottle where it gets plenty of sunlight. Peanuts adore warmth, and your bottle setup acts like a mini solar chamber that keeps temperatures consistent. Within a week, you should start seeing sprouts pushing through. This is when the excitement really kicks in. Watching life grow from a simple bottle is gardening magic. Once your plant is up and thriving, the real fun begins. Water moderately. One big advantage of growing in plastic bottles is the ability to see how much moisture is inside. If you see condensation forming inside the bottle, that's a sign to ease up on watering. Make sure the plant gets consistent sunlight. Peanuts are definitely sun lovers and need at least 6 hours of direct light every day. As the plant grows taller, you'll notice it's starting to produce yellow flowers. These flowers play a very unique role. Once pollinated, the flower stalk, called a peg, bends downward and pushes itself into the soil. This is where your bottle method really shines. The loose soil makes it easy for the peg to penetrate and form peanuts underground. If the soil becomes too dry or too hard, pod formation will suffer, so always keep the soil loose and softly moist. Here's the part that makes growing peanuts in bottles so incredibly satisfying. Unlike growing them in the ground, where everything is hidden, you get a front row seat to the entire process. As pods begin forming underground, you'll actually be able to spot them pressing against the transparent walls of the bottle. It's like nature's little window, showing you exactly what's going on. For beginner gardeners, this is a powerful learning experience. For experienced ones, it's just plain cool. It's also a great way to constantly monitor plant health and spot early problems such as rot, pests, or mold. Peanuts usually take between 90 to 120 days to mature, depending on the variety and your climate. You'll know they're ready when the leaves start yellowing and the plant appears to be drying down naturally. To harvest, simply cut open the bottle or squeeze it gently to loosen the soil. You'll find the pods clustered around the base of the plant. Beautiful, fresh, homegrown peanuts that came from nothing but a recycled bottle and a bit of care. Peanuts grown this way are clean, easy to access, and free from soil-borne pests. You can wash them and roast them immediately, or save them as seed for your next planting. Growing peanuts in old plastic bottles does more than just repurpose waste. It honestly teaches you patience, observation, and, the beauty of plant development from a whole new perspective. It's honestly perfect for kids, beginners, apartment gardeners, and, well, anyone who loves an innovative, eco-friendly growing idea. And once you try it, you'll never look at plastic bottles the same way again. If you enjoyed this creative gardening idea and you're ready for more hands-on, practical tips just like this, make sure you subscribe to Soil Stories. Go ahead and share this article with a fellow gardener who loves experimenting. It might just inspire their next big harvest. Let's keep turning small ideas into big results. Happy growing!